In this video series, we are currently building a shop UI and we have already accomplished a lot, and in this video we want to look at these animations from one page to another. We will build this page here and also this animation every time here to the bottom. Until now we have created this design in the last two video tutorials where you have a card and also a list of all of your products. And now we want to get started by clicking on one of these images, and then you go to the detail page of this image, and later we want to add the animations. Therefore we go to the products page, which is exactly this page here on the right side, and here we have a grid view with all of our products displayed. And inside of this we have a gesture detector, which is every time if we click on one of these products, then we want to go to the next page. And here inside of this on tab handler we call the navigator and push to the new page. So we put here a material page route inside, and inside of it we have this builder. And this builder then returns this product page, which will be our detailed page. And here we want to put our product inside of this product which we have clicked on. And now we want to build this product page. So like you can see, we have here at the top an image, then we have a title, and below it we have here more information. And obviously also a button where we can later add this product to our cart. Let's get started here in our product page and create a scaffold. And first of all, we want to add here a background color of white. Then we want to add here a save area so that we begin here after our status bar in our design. And here inside we build our product. Let's create this method build product, and then we want to create a column, and now we want to display here the image inside and all the text, and at the end the add cart button. Let's get started with the image itself, and here we use the product and get then the image URL. And if you haven't watched the last video, we have here a cart item. This is our product here, and here we have all the information of this product inside. So we have the image URL, and we also have other properties like the price and the title of this and so on. And in this case we make here use of the image URL, and this is this image of our article. Alright, let's try it right now out. So I can go here and click on one of these articles, and then we go to this detailed product page. We want to wrap this image into a container, and then we want to add here some padding on the top. So we want to add here 32 pixels at the top and also 32 pixels at the bottom in space. And after it we also want to wrap this here into an expanded widget, and then it looks like this. So our image gets every time the whole space it needs, and under it we want to display the other information. So what we want to do is we want to start here with this add to cart button. Therefore I add here some spacing, and then we add here this raise button. And like you can see, this button has a text and it is rounded and has a color of orange. Therefore we add here first of all the shape, and this makes our button rounded. Then we also want to add here the primary color, and in our main file we have set it to a color of orange. After it we want to put here the child property, and we put here our text inside, and we also give it here some text style, so we want to make this color in white. And what cannot be missed is here this on pressed handler, so every time if we press on this button then we can add here some functionality to it. Let's go on and also wrap this here inside of a container. So we want to give it a height and a width, and then it changes here the dimension of this button. And at the end of the page we want to have more spacing, so I add here also in our column this size box, and then we have here 24 pixels at the bottom in our spacing. Let's go up to our build method, and here we want to wrap this build product inside of a padding, and then we have here some padding around our whole widget. And now we want to build here also this button on the top left side, and this is our back button where we can later go back to the previous screen. And how we do this is we wrap this here inside of a stack, and then we position here at the top left corner this icon button inside, and every time if you press on this button we call here navigator.pop, and this will then go to the previous page. So let's try this out. So we have here this button, I click on it, and then you see we go here again to this page, and we also can then go again to this page here and see the product. Now let's polish our design a bit more up. So we want to add here the title and also the other fields so that we have here more information about our product. Therefore, we go here again into our build product method, and here below our image, we want to build some text. So I create this method build texts, and inside of this method, we want to create some padding, and after it, we want to build a column where we display all of our things here on the left side. So what we do for that, we put here a cross-axis alignment to start, and with this, everything is aligned to the left side. And now we want to display all the things here inside. So we start here with the title, and we get it here again from the product itself, where we have this title as a field and also the other information which we want to access right now. And here back in our product page, we also put a style for this title. So we make it bold and we give it a much higher value. And this looks then like this. So we have a title. Under the title, we want to add here this content, and then we want to add the text below. So let's also put here this content inside. So I have here some spacing below, and then we want to put this content inside and also give it some style. This will then look like this. Below it, we want to put here this text and also this other text, and this is what we want to add later. First of all, we put here again some spacing between, and then we put here this about the product text inside, which is also in bold. Then it looks like this here, and under it we put the description. So here we put another spacing between, and then comes our description of our product, and here we put also some text style inside. And this looks then like this, and if you compare it to our original design, we are pretty close to our design. Now we want to build here these two fields where you can choose your quantity and also the price. To build this quantity, we go here to our build text method, and here before our about the product text, we want to display our quantity. So I put here first of all some spacing, and then we want to add the build quantity method. And here inside, we want to build a container. And what we want to build right now is here this rounded border. And here we have two buttons, the first button, the second button, and here we have a simple text. And to build first of all the surrounded border, we create a container and give it some decoration. And here inside we make it rounded. So this is for giving it a rounded shape. And here we also set a border and we set it to all directions. And now we want to display here inside these two buttons and the text. So I create a child, and then we create a row to display all of these things next to each other horizontally. So I put here a material button inside. And this button we give a width, so we want to have it for 60 pixels in width. We also give it here a text, which is here minus. Then we also put here this on pressed handler inside. So if we tap on this button, then you can add here the functionality for it. After it, we put here the text inside, which is the quantity. And then we also add here another button, which is exactly the same as this one here before, only that this time we put here plus inside, and here inside you can also add the functionality. And this then looks like this here. So we have this rounded shape, and it looks already pretty close to what we want to have here. So let's go here to the build quantity method, and here we want to wrap it inside of a row. And we also put their inside space between. So we want to put here two widgets inside. The first one is the quantity widget and the other one is the text. And we want to have here some space between. So let's also add the price. So what we do is to add here this text, and then we start here with the $sign, which is escaped. So we have here a backslash in front, and then we put here our price inside, and this price has after the comma two other numbers. Let's also put here text style inside. So we want to make it really bold and we give it a higher font size. And this looks then like this, and this looks pretty cool. And every time if you now choose a different product, you get then also the different information about this product. If you look right now at this example, you see we also have here some animations, and it's also going here later inside of our cart, and that's what we want to build right now. Therefore, let's start with the first animation, which is from this products page. We go to the detail page, and then we have here this animation. To get started, we go here to our products page, which is this page here, and then we go into our build product. And here we have this image, which is exactly this image which we want to animate from one screen to the other screen. And this image we want to wrap into a new widget, which is called Hero Widget. And with this Hero Widget, you can animate one image or one widget from one screen to another screen, and then it will animate until this location. And therefore we need to set up here every time a hero widget on this page and also a hero widget on this page, so that Flutter knows that he should do the animation automatically for us from one screen to the other screen. To tell the Flutter system that we are doing an animation, we need to put here tag inside, and this tag is then later a string kind of thing, which we want to store here in a new class, and here we want to make this tag out of our product image URL. So let's create here exactly this text class right now. So we go here to our data folder and create a new text class. And inside of this class, we create exactly this image products, which we have created here. And inside of it, we get the product URL. And out of this, we create a string. So this is our unique identifier for this image. And we give right now with the hero widget, this image, this tag. And now what we need to do is to give here also on the other side the exactly same tag, so that Flutter knows, okay, I need to do an animation if we are going to this page. So we also want to set up here the hero widget for this screen, and therefore we go to the product page. And then you need to search in the code for this image, and here is exactly this image which we have created. And what you can do now is to go to the other location, to the products page, where we have created this hero tag, and simply copy this one. And then you go to your product page and wrap also this image here around with this new widget. And after we have wrapped this image on this page and also the other page, you see that it is doing some kind of animation, and this is already pretty cool. If you look at our UI which we want to accomplish, you see that this animation here is much slower than our which we have currently here inside, and that's what we want to change. Therefore we go here again to our products page, and then we go here to the top where we have our gesture detector. So every time if we press on this one, we are going here to the next screen. And instead of this material page route, we want to build our own route so that we can define how fast this should be animating from this page to the other page. So I create here instead a new class, custom route, and that's what we want to create right now. So let's add it to our transitions folder. And here inside you create this custom route, which you make extendable from this page route builder. And after it, we can add here this child property, and inside of it, we need to call the supper method. And here inside of it, we basically put our page builder inside where we return a child. And we also put here our transition builder inside where we also put our child inside. So we are not doing here right now any changes to the transition. So if you want to animate the transition from this page to the other page, you would build it here inside. What we want to change is here this transition duration. So how long it takes from one side to the other side. And therefore we put here this duration milliseconds to 1 second, and this is the duration from this page to this page. And we also want to add the reverse transition, which is exactly the opposite. So if we are at this page and then we go here back, then this is the reverse transition. And here we also put 1 second for the duration inside. In our products page, we don't have this builder anymore, so we want to add here this child, and then we can hot restart our application. And now if we click here on this image, you see that this animation is much slower, and you can also animate back, and this looks pretty cool. However, if you see, if we animate back, this doesn't look so cool because we don't see the products page, and that's what we also want to change. So let's look at the example how our app should look like. So you should see directly the products page, and in our case, this is not the case. To accomplish this, we go again to our custom page route, and here we can change our transition, what I have talked about earlier, and that's what we want to do right now. Therefore, we simply wrap this here inside of a if, and then we can determine if we are having our animation status reversed, which means that we are going here back on this page and click on back button. This is the reverse animation, and in this case we want to set here the opacity to 0 so that we actually see the new page directly. And for the other case we simply return here the child. So the normal case, if we click here, then the animation will stay the same. Alright, let's try this right now out. So if I click here on this back button, you should see the new page directly because we have put here the opacity inside. So let's try this out. I click here and you see directly we see the page, and then you see also where this animation is going. Alright, now we have accomplished already a lot, so we have created here our first animation, and now we also want to add our second animation. If we click here on add card, then we want to animate back to our card, and then it should be animating to this location in our card. To get started, we simply go here to our card header widget, which is this widget here. So we go here inside, and then we search here for this image. And this card image is exactly here at this location where we put it inside in our circle avatar. And then we simply wrap the circle avatar inside of this hero widget. And here we set a new tag. So this time we call it image card and put here also the image URL inside of this card. Let's go here to our text class. And here inside we create our image card and put here the URL of this image inside. And then we also create here a unique string, and this time I take the URL image and also this second so that it is unique and not the same as the first one, because the tag always needs to be unique. So right now we have this image products tag from this location to this location. And now if we click on this button, we need to exchange here this image tag and put this image card tag here inside. And then if we click on it, it should then animate to this location, because here we also have an image card tag inside. To exchange these tags at our detail page, we need to go to our shop provider, and here we want to store our tag inside. So I simply put here inside of the shop provider a field for our tag, and here we want to put later one of these tags inside. After it, we also create here a getter method for this tag and also a setter. And now what we need to do is to always put here the right tag inside before we do our transition from one page to another page. So let's get started here at our products page. So I go here inside where we have here this specific product. And here inside we create a connection to our provider. So this is exactly here the connection to our tag, which we want to access. And then we call here provider.tag and put here the tag inside of our first transition. So for the first transition, we use the first tag, and for the second transition, we use the second tag. And that's all what we need to do here. So we simply put the first tag and then do the transition. And in our second stage, if we click here on this add card, before we do the transition, we want to put the other tag inside. So let's go to our product page. And here inside, we go to our add card button. And now we want to add here the functionality so that we go here back to the previous screen. And to go to the previous screen, we call here the navigator.pop. And this will then do exactly the same as here. We go to the previous screen. And then we want to get here access to our provider like before. And here we set again the provider tag. And this time we want to use the second tag. So we put here the second tag inside. And this is almost here working right now. However, we also need to add our product every time to this card. And therefore I call here also in the provider this add item method, which we want to create. And here we want then to add this product, which we have added to our card here inside to our simple card. So let's go to our shop provider. And then we put here this add item method inside, and I have also changed it here to only one item because this wasn't necessary. And then we simply put here in our product page simply this product inside. And here inside we want then to add the item to our cart. So we simply have here a list of all the items inside of our cart. So we have right now here hard-coded 2 items, but later we can also remove them. And to this items list or map, we want to put our new data inside. So here we basically put the notifier listener, which is needed to update our UI later. And before we check here if our item with our product ID is already in this cart. And if that's the case, then we want to update it. So we simply want to use here our product ID inside of our map and update our cart item. So we simply put here this quantity and increase this quantity of this item so that we have here 2 items inside of our list. Otherwise, if we don't have this item in our list, we want to simply put it inside. So I call here items put inside, and we put here for this product ID, this new product inside, and we simply change here this ID. And now we can try out this example. So I click here on one of these, and I add them to the cart, and then you see that we have here this new item and it says here quantity 1, and we also can go here again, click on add to cart, and then you can also see here that we have 2 items in our cart. However, the animation of it is not really working right now. You see it is not going here to the right place, and that's what we want to change. So to make this animation working, we also need to go to our detail page, and here we need to exchange the tag. So if we click on this add to cart, we want to put the new tag inside. So let's go here to our product page, which is this page here. And then we go here to our build product, and we put here at the beginning our provider inside and get here this tag from this provider, which we have stored in before we do the transition. And now we want to put here our tag inside. So instead of this tags image product, we want to have here a dynamic tag, because we have 2 tags, one for the first transition, and if we click here on add to cart, then we have this other tag. After this modification, which we did here, everything should work. So if we are on the detail page and click on add to cart, you should see that we are doing here this animation to the cart header. And the last thing I want to mention in this tutorial is if you click, for example, on one of these images, and this can occur on different screen resolutions. If you click here, you see that this image is not really showing all the time completely, and this can be an issue, and that's what we want to change. Therefore, we go here to our product page, this page here, and here we had this hero around our image. And next to this, we also have a new tag, which is called Flight Shuttle Builder. And with this one, you can change the transition from one page to another page. And now we want to build here our method build shuttle, where we want to build our custom shuttle. On top of this method, we create this build shuttle, and here are many parameters going inside, but most of them we don't need for this thing. We only need the 2 hero context, and this is basically the context to where we are going. So here is the from hero context, and if we click here, there are we going. This is the 2 hero context, and what we want to do is we want to return here the 2 hero context widget. And around it, we want to wrap the fitted box. And here it is important to set the fit to box fit contain. And now if we do this and hot restart our application and click on this image, you should see that this image changes not its size and everything is displayed here correctly. And by the way, if you want to get the whole source code of this project, you can get it with the first link in the description, and with the second link you can get my Flutter course where I teach you how you can become a more advanced Flutter developer. Hello everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel here to get the latest news about Flutter, and see you soon. Bye!